Hey everybody, welcome back to this week's video on our channel. If you don't know the backstory, my wife and I bought a 51 Formosa almost 5 years ago. Think Captain Ron boat. Heck, the thing was even green. So we immediately, after living aboard and cruising on our 43-foot Gulfstar sloop, we went ahead and docked that, we got this boat, and we started working on rebuilding it. And we did it while staying on the boat, so we got some work done and made pretty good progress. Got a lot of the work done that we were capable of. But what we came to realize is the jobs were bigger than we were. We needed to have the teak decks removed. We needed to fix rot in the core. We needed to reglass the entire deck and coach house. We wanted to replace a wooden mizzen mast with an aluminum one. So, and we wanted to paint the whole thing and get rid of the old, what looked like greenhouse paint from the Captain Ron sort of style era to something more modern. So we made the decision to go ahead and select a boatyard and bring the boat in, have it hauled out, and have all this work done. She spent almost a full year in the yard, and we sailed her back from the yard back to our home port north of New Orleans in October 2 years ago. We actually sailed her back and immediately entered into a boat show that we ended up placing in, which was pretty exciting as well. After that boat show, we parked in this little great hurricane hole marina that we were at, and that was where we were staying for about 4 or 5 months, with the ultimate plan to head east and go over to Florida. Likely with the boat. And what we did was we packed up our camper, we loaded up the kids, and we drove, as soon as school was out that year in May, we drove out to Florida, the west coast of Florida, and we began looking for places to keep the boat. Marinas, or even lots where we could live aboard were the canal. We quickly found out that wasn't really feasible, so we decided to go ahead and get a house on the water that we could park Dream Chaser at. So the boat has been sitting in Louisiana. We have now been in this house for a year and a few months, and it has been a living hell not having the boat here. I'm a tinkerer. I like to use the boat. I like to work on the boat. I like to look outside and see my boat. And to have it halfway across the country, every time a named storm was coming through and I was watching the news or watching the security cameras on the boat, it was nerve-wracking. So I share all this because in last week's episode, if you didn't see it, I'll put a link down in the description below and one of those cards somewhere up here if you're watching on your mobile device. But last week, we hired a delivery crew. It was an agonizing decision not to sail the boat ourselves, but we hired a delivery crew to bring the boat from our home port in Louisiana to our actual home in Florida. So we ended that video last week just as the crew had passed through the Causeway Bridge. It's a bascule bridge on the 24-mile bridge that runs north and south across Lake Pontchartrain, and they're heading east toward a few more bridges, one of which we nicknamed the Pucker Factor Bridge. And you'll hear a little bit in the video of exactly why. I won't ruin it, I'll let the video tell the story there. With the Causeway Bridge behind them, it's time to head toward the Highway 11 Bridge.
Here we go. The railroad bridge is up, and the next bridge is open for us.
You're good on this side.
Yeah.
You're tight on the left bit.
Yeah, and come more this to the right.
Look up.
You got more room though.
Right when you get past the towards right. You can still go a little left if you need to. You got room. Yeah, we're good.
We had to wait for that barge to move out of the way. Looks like they're doing work on that bridge.
So once past this Highway 11 bridge, which was the railroad bridge that runs parallel to it and the bridge you just saw under construction, it's now time to head toward I10. It's a set of twin span bridges that run across the edge of the lake here on the way out to the Mississippi Sound, and this is a fixed bridge clearance of 73 feet, so no concern with height here.
Looks close, but it's not. We got at least 12 feet.
You think?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Look.
no way there's 12 feet.
Yeah, I think in the top, yeah.
When you're looking at this angle, it always looks close.
All right, this is our tightest bridge. It is 65 feet reading there at the bottom of that, with probably another foot to go, maybe 2 feet to go. It's saying that the clearance should be 66 feet vertical clearance, and we have a 63-foot mast height. So we're gonna go really slow. Like, really slow. Slowing us down, right and left? Yeah, that's what you're doing, yeah. I know. Okay.
We're trying to get our mast right on those lights.
Okay. Looks like it's anywhere close to that is that top height.
Lights are hanging down below, right?
Yeah, they're hanging down below, so it wouldn't be too close to those.
Yeah, they're hanging down like probably 3 feet.
Think you got it. Think you're gonna be just fine. Yeah. I think we're gonna be okay. Yeah.
Yep, got it. Yep.
Yep. Not the problem. We probably got 4 feet to spare there. Maybe 5. Woo! There's the train we were waiting on all this time. Finally going across the bridge so that we could cross. And believe it or not, this is another sailing vessel headed out to Panama City. We have talked to them, and their sailboat vessel name is Dream, or Sun something. I'll read it. Close to our name. Here's the last of the train going over the bridge. We were waiting forever for this train. So now, the bridge should be able to open. Got our shipmates behind us. What's the name of their vessel again? Dreamcatcher, and we're Dream Chaser. So Jeff suggested that maybe we would see the green flash, but I can already tell that there's haze at the horizon, and it's not gonna work. Once again.
Denied.
Denied. Oh, can we show what we're cooking for dinner?
Hells yeah.
Baked potatoes, New York strip steaks, nice thick ones. And look at this. Green bean delight.
You're gonna put that at the end, right?
Oh yeah. Green bean delight with red onion, garlic, balsamic vinegar. Yum. Are you gonna be good for dinner? Excited for dinner? Yes. What about you? Excited for dinner?
I'm ready.
Green flash? It's thick on the horizon. It's really thick. I've never seen it that thick. Look it. No.
With the bridges behind them and out into the Mississippi Sound, the crew went ahead and planned and executed their watch schedule. They motor sailed at about 6 to 7 knots. The winds were really light, so they were motor sailing, and the winds were expected to fill in a little later that day. They motor sailed through the night, running their watches. You'll see in just a moment the footage here as the sun is rising. But I noticed in the morning, again, I'm at home looking at the satellite tracker, and I can see their position every 10 minutes, and I can see their speed of that last 10-minute segment. And I noticed at about 4 a.m. they significantly slowed down. And I thought, okay, they might have just put the sails up. I could see where they changed direction a couple of different times, thinking, okay, maybe they headed up into the wind. Checked the wind, and that was not in the wind direction, so I sort of suspected there was something going on, maybe some kind of a problem. They were about 2 to 3 knots and going not too far off course, but much, much slower. And then finally at about 9 or 10 a.m. I saw the track turn around and head north, and that's when I got a message from them telling me that they ran into a problem with the fuel delivery system.
I just watched the beautiful sunrise. And so last night we had an issue with the fuel. A fuel injector, what we think, cracked. So we have the jib out. We didn't have the sails up, didn't want to put the main up for the first time on our own. So we are now going into Oil Rig Central, unmarked Oil Rig Central, and I'm trying to get up above it. So we need to try and put out some sail, Cap, because we need to come up. And I just brought this in more to try and head us up more. That sure is a pretty beautiful sunrise. You're there. Come on, crest out of the water once. As soon as I get the video up, that's always the way it goes. Come on, really? They're gone.
So I think we'll go ahead and end the video right here as the crew sails gently north toward Mobile Bay. They were a good 40 miles offshore when this happened, so this is quite a detour that they had to ultimately take. And once they got into sail range, we began to talk a little bit more about this. Unfortunately, what this looked like is a small crack in a fitting on the line between the secondary fuel filter and the injector pump. And had it been a hose or something like that, we probably could have just rigged a repair while underway. Unfortunately, that was not going to be the case here, and it kind of stunk that this $3, $4 fitting ended up making the boat turn around. The worst part of this is I had all new fuel lines put on this boat from every single tank, both the the feed and the return, a large manifold to distribute the fuel across the 3 tanks, a set of dual Raycor filters, and I replaced all the lines everywhere except from right on the lift pump to the secondary filter, from the secondary filter to the injector pump. Of course, that's the spot there was a problem. So we'll pick the video up next week, showing you exactly what the repairs were and what the crew ultimately ends up doing next. Stick around and we'll see you guys next Friday. Thanks for watching.